confided to these people at the party that Meghan Markle is refusing to sign the documents.
Meghan is defying the King and William by using her title and royal logo.
Their royal marriage may be on the verge of total collapse. And the allegation...
Imagine leaving everything behind. Your family, your country, your identity, your entire life. Imagine telling the world, on camera, to millions of people, that you are finally free, that you found your escape, that you built something better, something real, something that was yours and yours alone. Now imagine standing at a stranger's dinner party 6 years later and crying. Not to your closest friends, not to your family, to people you barely know, telling them you want out of the marriage, out of California, out of the life you chose, out of the dream you sold to the entire world. That is allegedly where Prince Harry is right now. And the $14.5 million mansion that was supposed to prove the dream was real?
Unless he can guarantee prevent her from putting his kids on social media.
She is such a wonderful ambassador to the royal family, and it is...
Coming out are absolutely explosive, furious, and...
According to sources, it may already be quietly, secretly sold. No listing. No announcement, NDAs, no phones allowed inside during viewings. The most famous celebrity home in America being sold in the shadows. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on everything. The finances, the staff departures, the neighbors pulling away, the marriage on the brink, and what is really happening behind the gates of Montecito. If you have followed this story from the beginning, stay with me, because what has just come out changes everything. To understand where Harry and Meghan are today, you have to go back to where the story began. Not with a house, with a promise. In early 2020, Harry and Meghan did something that had never been done in the modern history of the British royal family. They walked away.
Incredibly touching to see her be
saying if the Duchess of York could do it, so can she. And there's not a thing they...
Visibly frustrated, Prince Harry allegedly revealed that he feels he was...
They boarded what the press nicknamed the Freedom Flight, leaving the UK, leaving their royal roles, leaving behind centuries of tradition, and they told the world exactly why. They said they were suffocating. They said they were trapped. They said the institution had failed them, that the media had become unbearable, that they needed space, privacy, and the freedom to build a life on their own terms. And the world watched. Some cheered, some were skeptical, but everyone was watching. When they landed in North America, they did not walk straight into a mansion. First, they moved into Tyler Perry's fortified Hollywood compound for free while they figured out their next step. Tyler Perry, one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, opened his home to them, no questions asked. A significant detail, one we will come back to, because within months, Harry and Meghan had purchased a sprawling estate in one of the most exclusive zip codes in the entire United States. Montecito, California. 9 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms.
Harry, now better really get used to this life that he's created for himself.
so empathetic and compassionate towards people that have suffered or are suffering from something that...
A home cinema, a spa, a wine cellar, a tennis court, 7.5 acres of manicured grounds. Price tag, $14.5 million. This was not just a house. This was a statement. This was the physical proof that they had escaped, that they had won, that they did not need the royal family, that they were, in fact, bigger than all of it. This was the freedom they promised. Now here is the detail that almost nobody is talking about, and once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. In 6 years of interviews, documentaries, magazine spreads, cooking shows, and behind the scenes footage, not one single frame has been filmed inside their actual home. Think about that for a moment. The bombshell Netflix documentary that shook the world? Not filmed in their home. They hired a separate 6-bedroom Spanish-style rental property on Lilac Drive specifically for filming. Meghan's lifestyle cooking show, with Love, Meghan, the one designed to show off her beautiful Montecito life? Not her home. Another rental. Another carefully dressed set. Every interview.
Unfortunately, she's had to experience herself You talking about sitting at that.
Every documentary, every carefully curated glimpse they have given the world over 6 years, none of it filmed inside the home they own. And Meghan herself explained why, in her own words to People magazine. She said she would never film there because she wanted to protect their, quote, safe haven. So, let me ask you a question. Why would someone who built an entire personal brand around the concept of home, family, and authentic California living go to extraordinary lengths to make sure the world never sees the real one? That question has a very uncomfortable answer, and we're going to get to it because the brand was enormous. Netflix deal, Spotify deal, magazine covers, foundation launches, speaking tours. The Montecito estate was the backdrop for the image, but never the reality. And now, 6 years on, the image is cracking. Let's talk about money, real numbers, because this is where the story becomes very uncomfortable very fast. When Harry and Meghan purchased that $14.5 million property in 2020,
Sitting at her wedding, did you ever think she'd be such an exquisite princess?
they had only just stopped being working royals. There was no Netflix deal yet, no Spotify deal yet, no speaking fees coming in, no foundation income established. So the question this community has been asking for years is a simple one. Where did $14.5 million come from? It has never been fully answered. Some have pointed to Harry's inheritance from Princess Diana. Others have raised questions about whether Tyler Perry's generosity extended beyond just his home. Neither the Sussexes nor Perry have ever addressed it directly. But here is what we do know, and this is where the numbers get brutal. According to insiders who spoke to Page 6, maintaining their Montecito lifestyle costs a minimum of $6 million every single year. Not their mortgage, not investments, not savings, just operating costs. Security teams running around the clock, household staff, groundskeepers, property taxes in California, some of the highest in the country, maintenance on a 7.5 acre estate, $6 million every year, regardless of what deals come in, regardless of what sells. The clock keeps running. Now, let's look at what is actually coming in. The Spotify deal, gone, canceled. And when it ended, the head of podcasting at Spotify did not stay quiet. He called them, publicly on the record, grifters. His word, not mine. The Netflix deal, downgraded. What was once reported as a $98 million arrangement is now described by insiders as a first-look deal. Netflix gets first refusal on new projects, but the big checks have stopped. The speaking tour of Australia, tickets went unsold. Prices were cut. Rooms were not full. Royal commentator Maureen Callahan recently said something that stopped people in their tracks. She said, and I want you to hear this clearly, the Sussexes are having serious trouble monetizing what they once sold. Because what they once sold was access to royal secrets. And that supply, she said, has been completely choked off. The machine is broken. And $6 million a year keeps running regardless. Beyond the finances, something else has been happening quietly inside their organization, Archewell, that the mainstream press has barely touched. Staff are leaving. Not junior staff. Senior staff. The kind of people who know everything. Their deputy U.S. press secretary gone. Their long-serving UK media liaison gone. Multiple senior team members, according to reports from Radar Online, have departed in a very short window of time. No announcements. No farewell posts. Just quietly, one by one, out the door. Now, people leave jobs all the time. That is completely normal. But when an organization is already under financial pressure, already struggling to land new deals, already watching its public profile shrink month by month, and you start losing your most experienced communications professionals, that is not just an HR problem. That is a signal. The people who were closest to the operation, who knew the strategy, who understood how it all worked from the inside, they are choosing to leave. And in my experience covering public figures, when that happens, it almost never stays quiet for long. Someone always talks eventually. Montecito is not just wealthy. It is a different category of wealthy. Oprah Winfrey lives there. Ariana Grande, Gwyneth Paltrow, These are not people who need anything from anyone. They are powerful, connected, and deeply discerning about who they spend their time with. And according to multiple reports, those neighbors are now quietly pulling back from Harry and Meghan. No one is making public statements. No one is giving interviews. There are no dramatic confrontations. Just a slow, polite, deliberate social withdrawal from one of the most exclusive communities in the world. These are people who have absolutely nothing to gain by being unkind, and everything to gain by simply looking the other way. And yet, they're looking the other way. Remember, Harry and Meghan moved to Montecito specifically to be embraced by this world. The celebrity world. The Hollywood world. The world that was going to welcome them with open arms once they escaped the stuffiness of the British royal family. This was supposed to be their people, their community, their forever home in their forever neighborhood. The quiet withdrawal of that community tells you something no press release ever could. Now we arrive at perhaps the most painful irony in this entire story. Harry left England because he said he felt trapped. He moved to a $14.5 million mansion in California that was supposed to represent total freedom. And now, reportedly, he stands at dinner parties in Los Angeles crying, opening up to people he has only just met, telling them he wants out of the marriage, out of California, out of the life he chose. He reportedly wants to take his children back to the United Kingdom. He has reportedly reached out to the palace, the very institution he spent years publicly attacking, asking for help, asking them to mediate. But here is the brutal reality. His children are legal California residents. He needs court permission to take them out of the country. He does not have it. Meanwhile, Meghan reportedly wants to move too, but not to England, to Los Angeles. She is tired of the 4-hour round trips to the city for meetings. She has been looking at Bel Air, at Malibu, properties that put her right in the heart of Hollywood, where she always believed she belonged. But here's the problem. They cannot afford to carry two large properties at the same time. The Montecito estate is estimated at close to $29 million on paper. That sounds like wealth. But paper value does not pay a $6 million annual operating bill. He cannot go back. She wants to move forward. And neither of them can move at all, because the finances will not allow it. He said he was escaping a trap. It turns out the destination had one too. Which brings us to what started this entire conversation. There are persistent, unverified claims, off the record, but consistent, that the Montecito mansion is being quietly marketed, not through a public listing. You will not find it on any real estate website. No press release. No announcement. Nothing. What is being described instead is the kind of arrangement ultra-wealthy people use specifically when they do not want the public to know their plans. Private brokers. Confidentiality agreements. Prospective buyers signing NDAs before they are allowed through the front door. No phones permitted inside during viewings. Now, to be clear, this is unconfirmed. There are no verified documents. No official statements. But if you stop and think about why the secrecy would be this extreme, it makes complete sense. A public sale would confirm the financial pressure is real. It would end the illusion of the California dream they have spent 6 years selling. It would hand every critic, and there are millions, the ultimate proof that the Freedom Flight did not land where they promised it would. Of course there would be NDAs. Of course nobody is supposed to know. The only problem with that level of secrecy? People always find out. 6 years ago, Harry and Meghan stood in front of the world and told us exactly what they were doing and why. They were trapped. They needed freedom. They were going to build something better, something real, entirely on their own terms. And this community, from day one, saw it differently. The UK home is gone. The royal role is gone. The Spotify deal is gone. The staff are gone. The neighbors have quietly turned away. And now, the California dream itself may be disappearing too. He said he was escaping a trap. Every person watching said, "You will look back on this differently one day." That day appears to have arrived. If this story matters to you, if you have been following this from the beginning, hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who want the full picture, not just the headlines. Subscribe if you are not already, because this story is not over. Not even close. There are major developments coming, and I want you to be here when they break. And drop a comment below. I want to know, do you think the mansion sale is real? Do you think this marriage survives? Tell me where you stand. The videos on your screen right now go even deeper into what is happening next. Watch those. Stay informed. Stay sharp. I will see you in the next one.